Okay. How many of you have read Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time? No answers? Actually, he talks about the bewildering idea of time travel in his interesting book. Okay? So, now I'm trying to use the wings of my brain to do a time travel to see what happens within the next 100 few years. Now, anybody of you know what was the average age of a human being in 1936? Maybe 8 years back? No. The interesting answer is 36. Can you believe that? And over a period of 80, 90 years, it has our average lifespan of a human being has increased to 70 or 80 now. And now, the most interesting thing which would happen in the next 100 years, the prediction from experts is it might go up to 150 years. Can you believe it? Now, the most interesting things in the next 100 years would be how the human nature and the social behavior of humans will change. Apart from that, the technological changes will obviously be there. Now, I'm cherry picking a few areas where we need to focus in. I mean, it would be interesting for us to see what happens. One is about the medicinal field. Now, have you heard about the gene therapy, which can cure the genetic diseases by means of mitochondrial corrections? And the artificial limbs can be produced by stem cell regeneration. That means after a period of time, you can replace your limbs. Well, the word future seems very distant to us, right? But it begins in the next moment. So it is always interesting to see what happens in the future rather than past and the present. Because we don't know what is going to happen, so that is more interesting to us. Now, one of the other major thing is what is going to happen in the area of manufacturing and engineering is 3D printing and artificial intelligence. You know, 3D printing, I've recently seen a picture on Facebook where you see a home, a house made of 3D printing. Well, that would be a very interesting concept. The manufacturing sector as a whole will dramatically change after that. And in 100 years, almost 90% of the hard jobs that you do now will be done by robots. Then what will men do or women do? Well, they will change their passion. And even the monetary-based system that we see now, it will, at the end of the day, will evolve into a resource-based economy. Well, that is an economical prediction from some experts. And going into another sector, what will happen in the energy sector? Anybody know what is the wattage or power that we get out of sun? Any guess? It's 3.8 into 10 to the power of 33 watts. Whoa. We get that power from nuclear fusion. And scientists are working on controlled nuclear fusion reactors which can simply replace all the energy resources that is available now. Interesting? And one of the other areas is about the technological evolution. Now, 10 or 5 years back, have you seen the size of a small pen drive? It will be this much or this much. Now, we can store the data of TVs in, say, this much. So that is the technological evolution that we see now. And in the next 100 years, it would be like we can just directly communicate with the computers by means of web communications, which are artificial neurons. And another interesting thing is that there will be colonialization in Jupiter, Neptune, Mars, Moon, everywhere. And as like we talk to our family in India or Nepal, like we'll be talking through Skype to our counterparts in Moon or Mars. And one of the other challenges of being passing that 100 years mark is like, in the current level of CO2 emissions, the sea levels are going to be high by 6 feet. See, the place we are standing now could be under the sea in the next 100 years. And the sum of the species, the predictions are 70% of the mammal species that you see now is going to be extinct in the next 100 years due to the human activities. Well, the chimpanzees, elephants, tigers, lions could be extinct. And being the most brilliant species of this planet, it is our responsibility to take care of this planet and our fellow species. So what should we do? We should rather keep our environment clean by reducing the CO2 emissions, keep our forests like that for our future generations. So it is the very responsibility of human beings, and we have to work on our like the current lifestyles and other things, and use the technology and science to improve the quality of life, not only ours, of the entire organics of this planet. Well, at that point, I conclude my speech here. Over to you, Toastmasters.